From Crusades to Coexistence, the complex history of Muslim-Christian relations. The historical interaction between Muslims and Christians spans over 14 centuries and is marked by a complex blend of conflict, cooperation, and cultural exchange. This relationship has profoundly shaped global history, influencing politics, trade, intellectual thought, and religious perspectives across continents. Early encounters, conflict and coexistence. The initial interactions between Muslims and Christians began during the rise of Islam in the 7th century. The rapid expansion of the Islamic caliphates into predominantly Christian regions of the Byzantine and Sasanian empires led to early military conflicts. One of the most significant of these was the Battle of Yarmouk, 636, which marked the Muslim conquest of Syria and Palestine, traditionally Christian territories. However, while these conquests brought political and religious changes, Muslim rulers generally allowed Christians to practice their faith under the status of dhimmis, i.e. protected non-Muslims. Despite the military conquests, many regions saw peaceful coexistence and cross-cultural exchange. In cities like Baghdad and Cordoba, both under Islamic rule, Christians contributed to the flourishing of learning, particularly in the fields of medicine, philosophy, and science. Christian scholars translated classical Greek texts into Arabic, which were then further studied by Muslim scholars and later reintroduced to Europe during the Renaissance. The Crusades. Intensified hostility. The Crusades, 1096 to 1291, represent one of the most dramatic episodes of Muslim-Christian conflict. Motivated by a mix of religious zeal, political ambition, and economic gain, European Christian knights launched military campaigns to reclaim the Holy Land from Muslim control. This period was marked by intense bloodshed, with notable events such as the Siege of Jerusalem in 1099, where Crusaders massacred its Muslim and Jewish inhabitants. In response, Muslim leaders like Saladin, Salah ad-Din, led efforts to recapture the region, culminating in the recapture of Jerusalem in 1187. While the Crusades intensified religious hostility, they also facilitated cultural and commercial exchanges between Europe and the Muslim world. Crusaders encountered advanced Muslim societies, acquiring knowledge of medicine, mathematics, and technologies such as improved navigation instruments. The Ottoman Empire in Europe. Shifting dynamics. The rise of the Ottoman Empire in the 14th century further shaped Christian-Muslim relations. The Ottomans, who controlled vast territories in Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East, maintained a policy of religious tolerance, allowing Christians and Jews to practice their faiths while integrating them into the empire's administrative and military systems. The fall of Constantinople to the Ottomans in 1453 was a turning point, marking the end of the Byzantine Empire and establishing the Ottomans as a dominant power in Eastern Europe. Despite religious tensions, trade and diplomacy between Christian Europe and the Ottoman Empire were vital during this period. Modern era. Colonialism, nationalism, and globalization. With the rise of European colonialism in the 19th century, the power dynamics between Muslims and Christians shifted again. European powers colonized large portions of the Muslim world, particularly in Africa and the Middle East, imposing Western political structures and Christianity in some regions. The impact of colonialism bred resistance movements in the Muslim world, often framed in religious terms, and laid the groundwork for modern nationalistic and independence movements in the 20th century. In the modern era, globalization has brought Muslims and Christians into closer contact than ever before. Migration, international trade, and the spread of information have increased interactions. However, these interactions have also been marked by religious tensions, particularly in the context of political conflicts, such as the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Conclusion. The historical interaction between Muslims and Christians is a rich tapestry of conflict, cooperation, and cultural exchange. From the early conquests and crusades to the Ottoman Empire and the colonial period, this relationship has shaped civilizations and continues to influence global geopolitics and interfaith relations today. While the historical narrative includes periods of violence and intolerance, It is equally defined by moments of intellectual collaboration, trade, and peaceful coexistence that have enriched both religious communities.